What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Horseshoe. My name is Matt, and what should the Colts do with Carson Wentz? There's a lot of people talking about him, wondering what's going to happen with Carson Wentz. I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on what I think the Colts should do with Carson Wentz, and then I'll also tell you what I think the Colts are going to do with Carson Wentz. But before I get into that, if you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. At the time of this recording, we are 2 subscribers away from 900 subscribers, which is absolutely insane. So if you want more Colts content and you enjoy this video, click that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, click the bell icon. That way you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack the like button. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think the Colts should do with Carson Wentz? Should they keep him? Should they let him go? Let me know in the comments. And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There's a link in the description down below. So Carson Wentz comes to Indianapolis after having a bad year in Philadelphia, to the point to where Philadelphia benched Carson Wentz and started Jalen Hurts. And Carson Wentz had a better season, definitely improved. 27 touchdowns, 7 interceptions, around 3,400 passing yards. So statistically speaking, that's good. You'll take that, right? You'll be perfectly happy with those numbers. But there's still a lot of chatter going on about Carson Wentz and what are the Colts going to do with him, right? So with that being said, what do I think the Colts should do with Carson Wentz? And to me, after watching this past season, I think it would be best if the Indianapolis Colts do decide to move on from Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz had moments where he played really well. You look at the Baltimore game, for example. Played really well. Threw for 400 yards, had good numbers, made some really good throws throughout the season. Did good things. But if you go to the last 5 weeks, starting with the Patriots, that's where things went downhill. Carson Wentz, to me, got worse and worse and worse. The Patriots game, I was like, okay, it's fine. It was Jonathan Taylor's show. Bill Belichick, he's good against the opposing quarterbacks. It's fine. He did really well against Tom Brady. They lost that game, but, his defense did well against Tom Brady. So it's fine, right? But then you go throughout those last few weeks, and then you get to the last 2 weeks, and that's where it really showed. Carson Wentz was getting worse and worse, and it was really weird because you would think with a healthy offensive line and with Jonathan Taylor playing as well as anybody in the entire NFL, you would think, oh, Carson Wentz would get better, but he got worse. And he was also, throughout the entire season, making some really stupid throws and stupid decisions, like that left-handed throw stuff. You can't do that. Like, when the play is dead and the defense just destroyed that play, throw the ball away, okay? Don't try to force it with your left hand. That was stupid. It was really, really dumb. And then he wasn't taking the checkdowns. I think that really hurt us because I think if he would have took those checkdowns when he had them, his numbers would have been better, and I think we make the playoffs because I think we win some of the games. For example, the Tennessee game in overtime, he tries to force it to Michael Pittman, who had like 3 guys on him, but he had Jonathan Taylor in front of him wide open, and he would have got at least 15, 20 yards, at least, maybe even more. So let's say we do decide that we're going to cut or trade Carson Wentz. What do we do? Well, first things first, I would call Seattle or I would call Green Bay and try to get Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson to Indianapolis. To me, those are the 2 out of everybody that could potentially be available that are guaranteed to be upgrades over Carson Wentz. But if you can't get them, and I don't think we're going to get them, I would look into free agency. And there's one quarterback that is going to potentially be available in free agency that I would go after. And his name is Jameis Winston. I am driving the Jameis Winston train. There are a lot of people that gave me crap for saying we should consider going after Jameis Winston. I was told that I should delete my channel for feeling that way. Well, guess what, everyone? More people are supporting my idea of bringing Jameis Winston to Indianapolis. Kent Sterling, Zach from No Horsing Around. There are multiple people that are saying if you're going to move on from Carson Wentz and you're going to go after a free agent, you bring in Jameis Winston. I get it. Jameis Winston threw 30 interceptions his final year in Tampa Bay. I get that. But look at what he did in New Orleans. 14 touchdowns, 2 or 3 interceptions. I believe it was 2, but it might have been 3. 1,400 passing yards. They were 5-2. They finished, I believe, 8-9. Jameis Winston was carrying this team to the playoffs. Carrying them to the playoffs. Then he got hurt, was out for the year, and their season was over. So Jameis Winston, in the right system, can play. So you bring him to Indianapolis. You have Frank Reich be his coach. And plus, we've seen that with pretty much every quarterback that Frank Reich has coached, they've always had one of or their best seasons ever. So I believe if you bring Jameis Winston into this offense, I think you could do something really special. I truly do. He has all the talent in the world. He can make any throw. I would go after him. That would be my number one target when it comes to quarterbacks in free agency. Other than that, there's really not a lot of names. I mean, maybe Mitchell Trubisky could do something. Maybe Marcus Mariota, although I'm not for Marcus Mariota. I'm a little more for Mitch, but I'm not for him 100%. I think maybe he could work. But, yeah, really, it's Jameis Winston, man. Get on the Jameis Winston Indianapolis train. I am driving that thing, man. I am riding it and I'm driving it. So get on the train. It's fun. It's comfortable. Join us. And of course, at the end of the day, my opinion doesn't matter. The one that truly matters is Chris Ballard's. And Chris Ballard's saying, hey, I'm going to be the one to make the final decision on Carson Wentz. And he said, we'll find out soon. And I think that soon is this upcoming week. I feel like we're going to know no later than Saturday of next week what they're going to do with Carson Wentz. And in my opinion, I think Chris Ballard is going to move on from Carson Wentz. Whether it's a trade or he just flat out cuts him, he's going to move on. Carson Wentz is not coming back next year. I would be very, very shocked if Carson Wentz was the quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. Very shocked. I think he's going to move on. Now, when it comes to replacing Carson Wentz, I think Chris Ballard is first going to go to the trade market, and he's going to try to get Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers. Now, there are reports going around saying that the Colts are interested in doing a Matthew Stafford-like trade to get a top 10 quarterback. So, I think that's what they're going to try to do. If they can't get one of those guys, I think they're going to go draft. Now, according to the Blue Stable, I believe it was Destin and Rashad that were told this. If they don't get one of the quarterbacks that they are really interested in via trade, there are 2 quarterbacks that they are very intrigued by in this draft. So what I think they're going to do is I think they're going to look at drafting their future guy, right? I'm thinking the 2 that they're intrigued by is probably Matt Corral and Desmond Ridder. That's how I feel personally. That's who I think they may be interested in. We don't know. We'll find out, obviously, later on. But if I had to guess who Chris Ballard is very intrigued by, it would be Desmond Ridder and it would be Matt Corral. So I think they're going to try to draft one of those guys that they're intrigued by. And I also think they're going to bring in a free agent quarterback. They're going to have to. Whether that quarterback that they sign for a year is going to be the starter while, whoever they draft sits for a year. Whether they do that or they get the backup for the rookie quarterback, I do think they're going to go free agent no matter what. So, in my opinion, I think they should move on from him, and I also believe they are going to move on from Carson Wentz. So thank you very much for watching. If you're new or if you haven't already, I would greatly appreciate if you would click that subscribe button. Also click the bell icon. That way you're notified when I upload a video or when I go live. If you like this video, smack the like button. Let me know your thoughts down below. What would you do? And if you have a Twitter, make sure you follow me on Twitter at horseshoe_pod. There's a link in the description down below. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Matt, Bleed Blue. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you watch one of these other 2 videos. They're cool. Also, if you're new, please click the subscribe button as well as the bell icon. I greatly appreciate your support.